Hello everyone, this is Kuroda coming at you, giving you game number 5 in this series, Cash and yAws. First of all, you guys may notice that I'm slightly louder than in my previous 4-game cast. I think that has to do with the fact that my kids were playing with my soundboard and I didn't check it, and all of a sudden, whoop, my volume was slipped down. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Cash is spawning as the red orc on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the top right, we see yAws spawning as the yellow human. Human versus orc in this 1v1. You have everything bot shop. That a click was really good. Yeah, if you can do it, it's super strong. I had to focus. Meanwhile, let's see who plays Hawks in the next round. Human. All right, let's go ahead and slow things up a little bit. Just reading all of that there. Apparently, Cash giving yAws a hard time for playing human, since he thinks that all you have to really do is a click in order to get the victory. So the trash talking never quite stops. yAws now going to go ahead and clear out this creep camp here. Pick up Circlet of Nobility, a rather useful item. Blade Master gets a Gloves of Haste, perhaps one of the best items on that Blade Master from that location. And we'll see whether or not he can pull some Claws of Attack plus 6 or 9 from elsewhere on the map. Now, yAws has not been playing particularly well in the past couple of games. It just feels like he's been able to come out with the victory, and even though he stops to rest and there's moments of downtime in the game from him, which does come as a bit of a surprise. All right, beautiful Blade Master Windwalk right there, going after the lowest hit point footman, and you can see that that footman is already taking a fair bit of damage. Meanwhile, the Archmage is trying to put some pressure onto that grunt over here as the militia are clearing out the creep off to the north. So militia doing their job, infinite range when there is only one hero on that Archmage for that little bit of extra experience. Meanwhile, the Blade Master going after this footman here. He will get the kill, I believe. Yes, there he goes. He finally does get the kill, but at what cost, as he is losing a handful of creeps and now may end up losing some grunts as well. No, the grunts are just going to end up sitting inside their base and regenerating hit points. Tome of Intelligence picked up by the Archmage. We'll see if that 1 point of damage makes any real difference later on. All right, Null Poacher going to get taken down here. Water Elemental purposely going to perhaps hide itself over here, making sure to not give free experience, as the Blade Master using Windwalk once more should be able to chase down this footman now that he has Boots of Speed. Boots of Speed very, very fast and catching up with that footman there. That footman is going to try and continue to run away, but not quite sure where he's going to be able to go, as Cash really just not really cleaning up all of the necessary units that he should be. Okay, Blade Master is getting the kills off of his opponent's units, but at level 1, you really want to try and creep instead. I believe, or if I recall correctly, you lose as you get higher up in level. You take a percentage discount in how much experience you gain from creeps, but you always get the full experience off of your opponent's units. So it is better to actually creep to level 2 and then focus your opponent's units, as you will end up having more experience in the long run. Getting those kills on those footmen, I believe it's about 20 or maybe 26 or 42 experience each, maybe 35. I believe a level 1 water elemental is 42, so it might be 42 for a footman as well. Or does that count as a 3 supply food? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look at all of my numbers once more, but if you guys really want to know, I'll do my research again. Anyways, Blade Master now going after the Ogre Magi. Should be able to take him down pretty easily. Meanwhile, grunts are just taking a little bit of damage, and there you go, once more losing that healing salve charge. Very, very important. Blade Master going to pick up Claws of Attack plus 9, and that may swing things in his favor, as all of a sudden one item makes that Blade Master deal so much more damage, going from 29 minimum damage to 38. And yeah, that is just going to swing things tremendously, especially as he gets higher up in level and we see higher levels of critical strike. Shadow Hunter already being trained. It looks like a Mountain King going to be trained as well. Arcane Sanctums being added in. No Arcane Vault yet, so very, very careful on how he is spending his resources early on. And even though he did not have an early Arcane Vault, and there is no healing on the map, or at least no Troll Shadow Priest at this time, yAws is doing a good job just maintaining health across all of his units. He did lose some footmen, but all of those footmen were in isolated situations where healing scroll would probably not be that beneficial. All right, let's go ahead and continue to take a look at what's happening. Mountain King now going after the Ice Troll Warlord here. It looks like it is going to get taken down. Archmage perhaps will get to level 3 after the rest of these units are taken out as well. Potion of Invulnerability, 15 seconds of uber awesomeness for any hero that drinks it. Think of it as gummy berry juice. If you're old enough to recognize that reference, wow. Anyways, let's go ahead and make a look down over here. Archmage and Mountain King now making its way down over here as the Blade Master healing back up. He does have a Pure Up of Vitality, very, very useful, as he does have high armor, so increasing his hit points effectively does a lot more than just trying to add on more armor at that point. So you kind of want to balance between hit points and armor on that Blade Master or any hero that you have. So far, it looks like this is a game for the creeping. Both sides just creeping their neck of the woods. And I gotta say that the Shadow Hunter and Blade Master are just slightly behind. And that may be one of those instances where if the Blade Master had crept out more creep camps early and then taken out those footmen, that would have been the better choice. You can see that there is the Watcher Ward here, so the Blade Master knows exactly where the rest of that army is. Meanwhile, back over here, Blade Master still sitting at level 2, Shadow Hunter still sitting at level 1, and both of them just shy in terms of experience, and that could be painful in any of the upcoming fights. All right, gonna go ahead and aggro and pull those units away there. There's a quick hex onto the Ice Troll Priest, making sure that no more heals do go down. Blade Master and Shadow Hunter should both level up. There you go, one after another, level 3, level 2, and that is definitely gonna swing things a little bit back to the even side, as the Mountain King now goes after the Troll High Priest here. Water Elemental may get Troll High Priest may get Storm Bolted. No Storm Bolt. Bit of a surprise there. It's going to be harder to take down the rest of these creep camps because of that Frost Armor. Footmen are slowed. The additional +3 armor adding in a little bit more life, taking in a little bit more damage, but there is one priest nearby as the Archmage now pulls over an Ogre Lord, and we may perhaps now see a surround. There's the surround right there. Ogre Lord already down to 500 hit points, making sure that the Blade Master is nowhere nearby. There's that Storm Bolt. Caught him in the middle of a shockwave, so good use of mana right there. Making sure to not end up losing any unnecessary hit points to creeps. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 2. Shadow Hunter is going to get very, very close to level 3 here. Meanwhile, the Blade Master is already at 3, wants to hunt down that Blade Master and Mountain King. The Archmage and that Mountain King. Archmage very close to 4, in fact. And yAws is just creeping all the way home. And is he going to be able to steal any items? All right, you can see that there is no Dust of Appearance on the Mountain King or Archmage any longer, but the Blade Master decides to not try and do any steals as the Shadow Hunter hits 3 as well. Level 3 compared to a level 4 level 3 now. Level 2 Brilliance Aura. And in the games of past, yAws has always gone from Water Elementals to Blizzard. Will we continue to see that? And will Cash then transition into Wind Riders? And that's what we saw in the previous games. Those Wind Riders, now that they're no longer afraid of Water Elementals, can really do a lot of damage and focus down those casters. All right, there goes some units. There's an Ensnare onto a Troll Berserker. Mountain King may get in a Stormbolt. Oh, there goes a unit as a Stormbolt does finish off a Null Trapper there. Cloak of Shadows being left behind. That's only worth 50 gold, but every piece of gold matters at this point unless you are looking for perhaps... Oh, Tome of Experience. Is the Blade Master going to get it? That will not give him level 4, but it is going to be very, very close. Oh, do not ignore that book. Please do not ignore that book. All right, Shadow Hunter getting up to level 3 there. At least some players like to read tomes. Mountain King now pulling back away, as we're going to see the Mountain King perhaps get to level... No, he's not going to get to level 4. He'll get closer. Archmage will not get to level 5. This is just perhaps to pick up the items, as that Mountain King is full of them, and the Archmage, well, not so much. All right. Archmage could end up picking up some very, very useful items here. We are still only at keep. We are now going into Spellbreakers. You can see yAws sitting on a fair amount of gold here and now training up more Spellbreakers back at home. All right, let's see. Head off to the north. There are Granite Golems and Rock Golems, both very, very difficult to take out because of their heavy armor and magic immunity. Sorceresses, Priest, unable to deal extra damage since they can't do any damage to those units. Now, let's go ahead and see what's happening. You can see Cash now attempting to go for a long game strategy, hoping that if he does set up an expansion and fights do get a little bit dicey, he will have that economic advantage to replenish his units. It is going to cost a fair bit of gold to invest into that expansion. And in addition to the gold on that expansion, you also need the gold on the workers. So it will be a little bit of time before that is revealed. Blade Master, meanwhile, attacks very quickly. Speed very fast, double gloves of haste, claws of attack +9, circlet of nobility, and slippers of agility. That's pretty much the most you can ask for in terms of items on a Blade Master. As the Blade Master now goes after a priest, he's going to end up getting slowed. Oh, there's invisibility as the priest decided to heal through all of that. And now that Blade Master is currently low on mana, only one more available, and those Spellbreakers can feed back damage, that mana, causing more problems for any sort of escape for that Blade Master. All right, Invisible Footman keeping track of that army. Always one of those situations where against an undead player, players will randomly use Dust of Appearance to make sure that there is no units following them. Perhaps a shade. Oh, Footman, invisibility breaks. Now getting a little bit of damage there. Very, very brave Footman. Very, very foolish perhaps as he gets ensnared. And Shadowhunter, who is now at level 4 with level 2 Healing Wave and level 2 Hex, going to look for the next fight. Blade Master still has nowhere really to go. You can see the expansion of Cash is about operational. Perhaps getting a watchtower or an orc burrow would help as well. As we can see, we are currently at 65 over 70. No additional orc burrows. Don't need that much more. Supply cap over 80. All right, let's take a look here. Oh, Granite Golems. Now going to try and come in. Are we perhaps going to get a couple of ensnares? And if Cash can do this right, he is going to be very, very good here. You can see Spirit Link being cast there. Granite Golem doing another Thunderclap, slowing all of the units. But now the Granite Golem trying to escape. He's not going to be attacking. Hood of Cunning being left behind. Very, very useful item. It's going to go on to that Shadowhunter. Additional hit points. Wait, did that go on to the Blade Master? Where did it go? Hood of Cunning, there it is. Agility and intelligence. Meanwhile, off to the north, both sides doing a good job trying to creep this out here. And it looks like the Water Elemental is going to be tanking all of that damage. Mountain King now sitting at level 4. Mountain King also picks up a Hood of Cunning. So additional hit point or additional intelligence and armor on that Mountain King, which will help out 5 or 4.8 armor now instead of the base of 3. Shadowhunter ready to go. Also has a potion of mana, and this may come down to one giant fight, whoever has the larger army. 75 over 78 for yAws. Cash sitting at 72, or excuse me, 76, but you got to remember he does have this expansion over here that is having an additional 5. No, it's actually only 4 workers here, so this is not mining at full capacity. I take that back. And does he have enough lumber? Yes, he does have enough lumber. He should perhaps just pull units off of the lumber line there and try to get additional gold, and then perhaps use enough items to secure the victory. Every creep camp is cleared, so any fighting, any experience gained will now be from your opponent's units, and this is going to be very, very important in the upcoming fight. Blade Master only sitting at level 3 though. Archmage is almost at 4, and that Mountain King sitting at 4 could cause some serious problems. Spellbreakers, oh, there is a Windwalk Strike coupled with a slow immediately, as that Archmage now heals back up. Militia now getting called over, and we are going to be looking at a very, very big fight here. Wind Riders are ready to go. And Blizzard was quickly cast, and the Spellbreakers in that front line are in a very, very great spot. Wind Riders going to go perhaps after those units here. Going to be going after... Oh, there's a Cyclone onto the Archmage, so Wand of the Wind really working out there, going after some units. Spirit Link stolen and that was a very big deal. Stormbolt now, Scroll of Healing counteracting, Spirit Link once again being used there. The Wind Rider trying to stay alive, Healing Wave again as the Wind Riders are going after all of those units here. I can't tell who's winning or losing, but it looks like Cash is going to end up losing this Blizzard War. And yes, that is going to be another Healing Wave once more. Another Scroll of Healing counteracting everything there. As the Shadow Hunter sitting at level 5 does have a Potion of Mana. Gonna use it. The level 5 now on the Shadow Hunter, so not quite sure who comes out ahead. Mountain King still sitting at level 4. Blade Master sitting at level 4 though, but he is slowed but at 21 damage. Wind Riders now continuing this push. Spellbreakers fighting back. As soon as that Mountain King is vulnerable, things are going to be a bit different. Raider now trying to back off as here we go. We are looking this continual chase. No speed scroll to be had. And let's take a look at this. Peasants now getting taken out. Oh, another Blizzard being brought over. And it looks like more units are going to end up falling. All right, Spirit Link coming through. Raider gonna, wow, very low hit point units. Not quite sure how they're not dying. Down to 2 hit points as more Blizzard is being cast. Slow and Blizzard. The name of the game here. All of those units are just trying to run away. Arch or Blade Master could just deal some damage to some of these units. Oh, there's another Healing Wave again. There's more Blizzard coming through, forcing an engagement with this much slow. The Spirit Walkers, come on, use a disenchant to remove all of that slow there. There's an ensnare now, and yAws might be in trouble. The Mountain King now trying to get away. Stormbolt back onto the Blade Master. Blade Master down to 200 hit points, down to 176, down to 400, as he is able to get healed back up. Level 3 Healing Wave for the victory, perhaps, as there is the GG. Well played. yAws and Cash going at it, but in the end, Cash coming out ever so slightly. The final count doesn't really show the fact that the Mountain King and the Archmage were both in trouble while the Blade Master was in high health. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.